This is the Ducati Panigale V4 and it's red, which means it's fast. Ducati says this bike makes 214 rear-wheel horsepower and 124 foot-pounds of torque in a package that weighs less than 200 kilograms. In 1994, I was 11, and I remember the first time I saw a Ducati 916. I was actually sat in the back of my dad's Ford Mondeo at a set of traffic lights. I remember that distinctive Ducati dry clutch sound and the twin Termagoni pipes shaking the whole car, and I remember thinking to myself that one day I'm going to own one of those. It's been 24 years and finally I'm about to ride a Panigale. So I guess you could say this bike has got a heck of a lot to live up to. The Panigale is absolutely stunning, but straight away there's a problem. You see, the Panigale is so beautiful, in fact, that you just don't want to ride it. Instead, there's this. It's just so pretty. Yep, I'm afraid that's right, folks. If you buy a Panigale V4, you will inadvertently become a bike snob. When you're paying 20 grand for a motorbike, I think you've had a right to be. So where do I even begin to start with this bike? Okay, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. I've ridden a lot of bikes. I'm sweating, it's not even that hot. Riding position. Seats quite high, higher than the ZX10 that we reviewed recently, but actually the pegs are quite low. So the riding position in terms of seating is really comfortable for a sport bike. Bars are relatively low in comparison, so there's a bit of weight on your wrist, but nowhere near, you know, some of the other sports bikes that are out there. Mirrors, terrible, as I suspected, but to be honest, if you're able to look in your mirrors, you know something's going wrong, because it's lively. Upward and downward quick shifter, it's absolutely amazing. Even at slow speeds, it's not clunky. The gearbox is silky smooth. Takes a bit of getting used to. You know, when you're used to blipping the throttle and using the clutch on down changes, resisting the urge to touch the clutch on the down change was quite difficult. So it takes a bit of getting used to, but gearbox is amazing. Steering is amazing, paired with the right tyres. I should mention actually that this particular bike is on Pirelli Diablo Supercorsa SPs. A slightly wider profile than you'd expect, but a really tall profile in the front, and that makes a night and day difference in comparison to the ZX10 that I tested a couple of months back, which was on Bridgestones. These Pirellis seem to take literally a couple of minutes to warm up, even in sort of relatively cool conditions. Power, I mean, just so much power. I was riding it in the sport mode. There's a track mode as well, so sport mode kind of softens it for the road a little bit. And just, well, you can see by my face, I'm just absolutely bowled over by it. Fuel economy, no idea. Yeah, just wow, what a bike.
But before you go running out with your money to buy a Panigale, there are a few things you should know.
At some point during the bike's conception, a man we'll call Mario looked at the bike and went, shit, we've forgotten to put mirrors on it. But not to worry, he said, because there's a Halfords just down the road and I'm going to go and get some mirrors from there. And he came back with these things. They don't adjust, there's no movement, and probably cost $9.99. And on a 20 grand motorbike, you'd expect better. Whilst Mario was at Halfords getting the mirrors, Luigi was busy at work fixing the side stand. And he decided to move the knobbly bit so close to the gear shifter that it's almost impossible to get the side stand down with boots on. This hugely unnecessary tail tidy that reduces the bike's horsepower by 150. Of course, a time might come when your wife gives you an ultimatum that you have to take her out on the bike. God knows why. So you will need this, and these, and of course this. In a video I'll show you later, it's a pain in the ass and takes ages.
Despite its obviously Italian shortfalls, I absolutely love the V4, and there's enough to talk about to use your entire month's data allowance. For more videos on the V4 Panigale, including maintenance costs, track days, dyno runs and so on, you're going to have to hit the subscribe and the notifications button. Sitting back now looking at the Panigale makes me almost sad. You see, there's a massive problem with this bike.
And it's this! Not that you're necessarily likely to ride into a wind turbine, but it's what they stand for, that's the problem. See, with the endless war on speed and emissions and the added factor of global warming, bikes like the Panigale V4 are about to go extinct. It's only a matter of time until we see electric bikes running around on the road, and that's really sad. But fortunately, I have found a solution.
Good evening. I'm speaking to you live from my desk in Downing Street, and I want to tell you about some of the things we've been doing just in the last few days. And
first, perhaps most important, we've decided to ban all cars. Definitely worth a 24-year wait. Thanks for watching.